Hi guys, welcome back again. I've just finished off a couple of shifts before I did this last video about my time in Bridgwater for when I did my OSCEs and things. It's just I have not had time to upload, my apologies for that. On the last day of Bridgwater, after I did the OSCE, we had a chat about what's upcoming in our third year as a student paramedic. And I think a lot of the conversation was about our upcoming topics, like the dissertation for stuff, for example. And from memory, I think the dissertation is the biggest assignment, written assignment we have to do for our end of year. And there's other assignments as well we have to do. We have to do other sort of written papers as well, on top of preparing for our dissertation at the end of the year. And to me, the word dissertation just fills me with dread. You know, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? How am I going to have this capacity to get the information and to research and then to create this, I think, 7,500 word dissertation on a subject which may help in future practice. So it's quite daunting, and for someone like myself who's not an academic or whatsoever, as you probably well know, it is a very daunting task. However, it can be done, and people have done it in the past. So I think, okay, well, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it my best. You know, and as I've always said, if you try, and you know, if you fail the first time, you just look at where you've gone downhill and you research a bit more, and then you try and up those points up in those areas and hopefully pass. Well, I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. I have a couple of ideas of what my dissertation is going to be about. First and foremost, though, I'm going to have to retake my online paediatric exam. So I've got to really concentrate on that first, and then try and go through all these other things in time. Now, I don't know if a lot of people are like me in the way of, you see a problem and it's huge and you blow it out of all proportion, and you start worrying about it, you can't sleep, and you're not sure what's going to happen. You overeat or you undereat, or you know, it has a real massive mental block on you, you know, and the stress it can be quite tremendous. And I've learnt fairly recently, not massively recently, but you know, probably in the last 6 to 8 months or so, that if you've got a huge problem, you know, and it's absolutely all encompassing and you don't know what's happening, then try and break it down into small components, and try to work out those components individually, and then how those components can be fixed or researched or worked out, or what the solution is. And then as you then grab each of those components, you'll notice that instead of have this huge, great, massive problem, you're taking the big problem, breaking it down to smaller problems, and as you're getting through those smaller problems and you're making those smaller problems more positive and it's actually working, you'll notice that actually you're solving the larger overall stress, if that makes sense. I'm not sure if that makes sense. It's like taking out Maltesers out of a box. You know, you take one, there's like loads and loads of them, you take one, put it to the side, I think I'll have that in a minute, take another one, put it to the side, and so all the big problem box is full of your Maltesers, and the ones that you are sorting out, the positive ones are on the side, and in the end, as you're transferring one thing to another, in fact your pile's growing and the bad pile is decreasing, I suppose. But overall, that's what's been happening on the last day of the Bridgwater training. It's just basically going through what we're to expecting in our year 3, and how the changes between an ECA towards a paramedic is happening, Whereas beforehand, we would be the ones to think about, oh, I'll get the chair, I'll go and get the stretcher, I'll go and get the bags. Now it's the more productive and the more clinical decision making, where you're thinking, okay, so where are we going? What do I need to do? What my drugs are going to be? Why are we giving those drugs? What are those drugs going to be doing to the human body? You know, is it going to make it worse? Is it going to make it better? Is there any contraindications? Are they allergic to it? If they are, what happens? So it's all those clinical decision makings now is what should be going through our brain, rather than, oh, I'll just go and grab a chair. I'll go and get the hops on them. And it's quite difficult to try and transcend from an ECA to a paramedic way of thinking. Obviously not impossible, but I'm trying now to think of those lines. And it's going to probably take me over a year anyway, to be honest. Let me know in the comments below, you know, if you've transitioned from an ECA to a paramedic, or you've come from a non-paramedic background into a paramedic, and then how's that transitioning from your last job into this one? I'll be interested to know. Right, I'm going to be starting my shifts very soon, so I shall say thank you very much for coming on board again. More shifts and stories will coming up soon. As soon as they come through, I will put them up on you. Any questions, please do let me know. I'll be lovely to hear from you. Well done everyone who's just starting their journey as an ECA, and congratulations those who have started their student paramedic and have gone on to being paramedics. I'm very proud of you. Right, take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye for now.